training is one, it was by request. I actually had somebody reach out to me this last week, and they were asking me specifically about edification, right? And the power of edification and how we can use edification to further our entrepreneurial endeavors. And it's true. Edification is something I learned kind of early on in my career with relationship marketing. And I remember it because it was very powerful because it happened to me in a really awesome moment. So I was involved with a network marketing company years ago, about 15 years ago, approximately. And because I speak Spanish and because I was starting to do things in Spanish and bring in Spanish speaking prospects and customers, and I was trying to expand into Mexico, I remember going to one of those monthly Super Saturday events. We had hundreds of people at it. And my sponsor, he actually was up on stage and he was doing his whole thing. And all of a sudden, out of the blue, unexpected, he actually gave me a shout out. He actually said, "Oh, and by the way, everybody, I want to recognize Jeremy because he is helping us to build into Mexico and he's helping us with the Spanish. And so if you have any Spanish speaking people, feel free to reach out to him. He'd be happy to help out and, with translation and whatnot." But he recognized me. I was a brand new, I had never done, really a lot with networking. I didn't know what I was doing all that much, but I was ambitious. I was excited, and I was having a little bit of success with the Spanish speaking community. And to have him recognize me in front of everybody gave me a shot of adrenaline like you have no idea. It was so awesome. And he was a master. My sponsor was a master at that. He knew how to edify people, he knew how to make somebody feel important, right? And it just gets you motivated to go out and do things. And it was really awesome. So I learned that from that moment on, how to recognize, how to show people, and it just really you know make an important point about people who are part of the team and their contributions and what they're doing. So it's all about building that credibility and that trust and that success in your team. Because if you can do that, if you can create that respect and that trust through that edification, you're now going to have people who are excited to be there and want to be part of it. We've all heard that people are more motivated by recognition than they are about money, right? Which is interesting. Money is a great motivator, but recognition, people will bend over backwards just for the ability to win a prize or be recognized or get an award or something. It's really fascinating how that works. So why edification? Because it's the act, or it's the act of uplifting others by speaking positively about them. But it's all about building credibility, right? It helps people feel good about themselves, and it helps to recognize who other leaders are and what their abilities are, so that we all know we're working as a team. And what it does is it creates that trust, that excitement, and duplication. Okay, so edification is basically this: it's simply telling one person or a group of people about the great qualities of another person. This is most commonly used when you're introducing them, right? So it could be your upline or your sponsor or anyone that's helping you in a sale. So you edify that person to the prospect, and you are not over edifying the prospect to the person helping you close, right? So this is a very common mistake where people will edify the person they are talking to because they're trying to make them feel good, but that's also a problem in psychology, because you actually need to get your prospect paying attention, or paying more attention, and thinking that the person you're introducing them to is a very important person. So we got to be very careful with how we do it. But if we can do it correctly, it does magic, right? So again, why is it important? Because it increases the credibility. The prospects will trust people with social proof. So another little piece of that was when I was first introduced to that sponsor that edified me, the person that actually introduced me to him basically said, it reached out on social media and asked me, "Hey, have you ever, met a millionaire before?" And I was like, "Whoa, no." Well, I know a millionaire, and that millionaire wants to meet you. And I was like, really? Why would a millionaire want to meet me? I'm nobody, right? And it was really fascinating how they use that tool of edification and say, yeah, this is a millionaire. This is a person that has published a magazine. This is the person, and they want to talk to you because of what they see you doing. Oh man, I was blown away. I was so excited to meet this person, right? And establish that relationship. So it was really cool. And then, of course, it creates a culture of respect, right? Stronger team and better retention. It boosts the confidence. News distributors feel supported and valued. And of course, it leverages expertise because it positions the leaders as experts for social proof, right? Because now you're thinking, oh, okay, this person is somebody I can trust, I can get to know, I can learn from, all that kind of stuff. So there's what we call the edification triangle. Okay, so when you do it, then you're creating that trust between the new prospect and the leader or the person that you're edifying, right? And then, of course, it links you all together. Okay. So the upline, the mentor, the leader, the sponsor is the expert with the results and the knowledge. Now you have yourself, you're the distributor or the presenter, and you're the connector, right, between that prospect and the leader. And then, of course, the prospect, the new person who's looking for an opportunity. So your role at that point is really just to speak highly of your upline or sponsor to build credibility before the introduction. Okay. So how to do it? Well, you're going to use titles and achievements. For example, hey, this is Sarah, a top leader in my company, right? Or you can highlight their success story and experience. This person, they became a millionaire at the age of 25, or this person, they've written a book, or oh, this person is amazing because they had teams in the hundreds of thousands, or whatever it is, right? All kinds of things that you can talk about. But you want to keep it enthusiastic and genuine, of course. You don't want to go over the top, and don't be, don't exaggerate. You gotta be real, relatable, and it doesn't have to be long, right? Like literally, it could be done in a matter of 30 seconds to a minute, right? You don't have to go on and on and on in the edification. Okay. Now, the other thing to do, though, of course, is edify team members, right? So once you have a team going, now you're going to want to do a lot of recognition. So you're going to recognize effort, you're going to recognize growth, achievements. Somebody got to a new rank, somebody sponsored a new person in Mexico, somebody, whatever it is, right? You want to do shout outs. You want to make sure that people are being recognized for their little daily successes that they're having. Okay. You want to do public praise. Okay, public praise is super important because it makes the person feel good, and it lets everybody else know. Oh, look, that person's doing something. They're getting a shout out. Wow, maybe I should do some things too, right? It kind of motivates the other team members because now they want to get edified, right, and shouted out to. And then, of course, you introduce people as rising leaders, right? Oh, this person just joined, and look what they've already done. Boost their confidence, and then, of course, make them feel valued and important. So, the other thing you can do is edify the events and the products, right? This is also a huge thing. Events are very important. We know that. And so if you can edify the events and talk about how awesome, whether it's an annual convention or a super Saturday or whatever it is, right? Even a team training on a Saturday, you can do that, right? You can edify and say, hey, these events, they're awesome. These Zooms, they're really cool. They drop really awesome nuggets every once in a while, right? Golden nuggets you can use in your life. You can also talk about the products, right? Whatever the product is, if it's a physical product or a service, whatever you're talking about or promoting, you can talk about how it changes your life, do your own testimonial of the product, and then, of course, the opportunity, right? This company is changing lives globally, and this is how it works, and all of that. So, edifying events and products and opportunity is super important as well. Now, here's some do's and don'ts, real quick. We do want to keep it authentic and enthusiastic. We want to be specific about the achievements, right? Not just in generalities, but very specific. Use positive energy, but don't make it about yourself. Don't overhype or lie ever. Okay. And don't compare leaders negatively, right? That's the other thing is you don't want to ever compare. You don't want to say, oh, well, this person was good, but this person is even better, right? You don't do that ever. Okay. We never want to do comparisons. You just always want to edify whoever it is and for what they've done. Okay. Now, here's another real life example that it kind of gives an idea of what I'm talking about. So let's say if I was helping, or if I was getting someone on a three-way call to help me with a sale or help me explain to a prospect what we're doing, I would say something like this. Hey, listen, I'm going to do my very best to get Joe. And wow, this guy is super successful. Okay. But I don't know if we can even get him. Maybe we can catch him in between meetings, right? And then I try to get him on. See how I do that? So you're talking to your prospect, okay? So basically you're saying to the prospect, this guy is amazing. Okay, Joe, he's top leader, he's a millionaire, he's a whatever, it doesn't matter, right? He's super successful. And so you share, you kind of get that sense of, oh no, we might not even be able to talk to him because he's so busy. And oh my goodness, the very fact that he would give us a few minutes of his time is really awesome. But let's try, right? Let's try and get him in between his meetings and see if he'll pick up the phone. So then, I try and do the three-way call, right? And I get back and I say, hey, good news. I got him, right? I got Joe. Listen, he's got to run in like 3 minutes or 4 minutes. We only have a few minutes to talk to him, okay? But then you introduce him. You say, hey, Joe, this is my good friend, Barbara. She's taking a look at the opportunity. I know you only have a few minutes, okay? So you got to keep it urgent, right? That's the key. And so it's like, oh, wow, okay. So, people are like, oh, yeah, this is a big wig. This is an important person. They only got a few minutes, have that urgency going on. So they're going to pay attention. Okay. Now, and you say they're very busy and important and powerful and whatever. So you have to use that kind of psychology, or else you're just being a straight shirt. Or here's Joe and he's pretty decent. He's not bad. No one wants to pay attention to that, right? You got to edify that person. So I'll give you an example. I had a rep on my team named Amy, and although she's not, any longer, she at the time she was an executive for HBO, and she's out in Los Angeles. She's around actors, okay, actresses and all that world, very different world. And she texts me and says, "Hey, I have a big wig. Can you help me out with a three-way call?" And I'm like, "Sure, no problem." So she gets me on the call and she says, hey, Jeremy, this is Barbara. Barbara runs the biggest talent agency in Hollywood. She knows all the celebrities. She's incredible, has a humongous business. Everyone in town knows her. Hey, Barbara, here's Jeremy. She did the opposite. Okay. She over edified the prospect and under edified me, and didn't even edify me at all. Okay. So Barbara comes on, and as you can imagine, she's the 80-pound gorilla, right? She's the big wig. And she's like, hello, little Jeremy. I swear that was her tone, right? Her tone was, hello there, Jeremy. I told my friend Amy that I would look at her little business. Well, how you doing? I'm like, well, hi, I'm fine. Hello, Barbara. So I'm the little guy now, okay? And, I'm little hands, and this is big Barbara because she's been so edified. You cannot sell or recruit. We're in a position like that. When the prospect is way up here and you're the little itty bitty guy, you have to do something to correct it. So I found that the sooner you do this, the better. And I could have just said, yeah, thanks for your time, Barbara. Something. I could have done that, but that would have taken a long time to balance out, right? So instead, I just made what I thought was the obvious statement. The obvious statement was, well, hey, Barbara, so I'm curious, if you're doing so well, why are we even on the phone? Why are we even on the phone? And I shut up. There was a sigh. There was a pause, another sigh. And she said, well, business isn't as good as it used to be. We had a few clients leave, and I'm really not sure about the industry right now. Ah, okay. See, now we're eye to eye, right? By me challenging her, saying, why are we even on the phone? It balanced it out again, right? Now we can actually have a conversation. I can't have a conversation like this and end in a positive result if I've not been edified. This is one of the reasons that edification is so important. It makes your own job easier when you edify someone. Don't be worried about it. Okay. Some people are worried about giving someone else credit. and they're so worried about it that they shoot themselves in the foot. But you got to be willing to edify. So, in conclusion, and the call to action, edification builds credibility, trust, and duplication. Don't be shy about it. Use it, right? Don't overdo it. Don't exaggerate it, but definitely be on the lookout for times when you can edify your team, edify people around you, and then, of course, when you're doing those three-way calls, definitely edify the leader, make them look like they're amazing, so that the person that is on the call with you will want to listen to them. And you want to do it daily on the team calls, events, prospecting, whenever you can. So don't wait. Start today. Find someone in your team, edify them, uplift them, and just watch and see what happens. So that's it for today for the edification training. We will plan on seeing you all again in a couple of weeks. If you have any suggestions for topics, please send them my way. Otherwise, we'll do something else really fun. But stay the course. Things are coming. Things are happening. And I can't wait to have it in the most amazing 2025 with all of you. So with that, we'll call it a day. Thanks so much. Talk soon.